وبركاته. الله أكبر. الله رسول الله. على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. إننا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلق واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام يغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله. Some people Saturday and Sunday we get up and we have a routine. You get the kids ready for school, you go in your car, you can of course provide for our families, provide for ourselves. Routine, it becomes mundane at times. And this routine, we get up, for those that go to school, they don't want to go to school. Some days, likewise, our motivation to come to, we do it because we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to do with the right intention and we have the right reasons. Is the promise of Jannah for the believer. And today, every one of us, inshallah, the beautiful reward that's awaiting each and every one is hidden. So it's something that is hidden from all or heard the kind of things that you'll hear there. The heart has known whatever they may have been for each and every one of us, whether it's the best feeling you're on a high, always in Jannah. And so it's not we're humans, and because we are weak, and because we are created the way that descriptions of things that we can try to comprehend a little, what Ta'ala is telling us. But know that even in these descriptions, told us, and we know from the hadith, that even the whip, everything in this dunya combined, just the size of it. When we talk about it, we can talk first about the thing promised for us there. And we know other to make the houses there. The smells are up to the smell that you will smell in Jannah. And the houses and bricks made of gold and silver. Imagination can go wild thinking about how amazing it is just here. And we see the houses will be adorned with rubies in adornment of how beautiful these houses will be, the decorations. And so many places it's meant. The nicest place you can think. And we have some things in the world. And we look and they have places, for example, you can go, you see the fish, subhanAllah, around you. You can even make the water. And so this is quite beautiful. Or you may have other places, but it's still nothing compared to what Jannah will show you. Beautiful water you can imagine everywhere all around you. Like seeing, generally speaking, most people in the most expensive property tend to be views of water and waterfalls or lakes. Allah knows us better than we know ourselves. We'll be catered to what you like. That. But generally speaking, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us to the beach and you have the ocean there and you're walking on the sand and it's beautiful. So now imagine Jannah, the scene that if these kind of and the houses, Allah describes to us, actually you go outside, okay, you're going camping and you're camping in a tent, miles, and it's not like the tents of this. Everything will be perfect, nothing will ever mess up. You will have the most beautiful fire, no worrying about having to get food. It is the most amazing tents of Jannah. Now imagine the houses of Jannah, how beautiful those will be. We're forbidden from wearing that because it isn't possibly imagined with things of gold and silver and on Jannah. And of course this brief cannot do justice to actually Jannah, it's Allah. And the trees of Jannah, when you think our house, particularly if you go into nice neighborhoods or nice walking areas, we are told in a hadith that the length of at least 100 years just to get, just with one tree you can go, just looking at the tree. As you do in this, if you're going, for example, to a tree, let's say that has right there with fruits that are amazing flavors, fruits are unlike anything we can imagine. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when we go to the store, and we go somewhere like Kroger and we have to wait for a certain time period. If you get them in another time period, that's not the case. In Jannah, you will have any fruits that you can't even imagine in Jannah. That we have no glimpse. Favorite fruit here, you have much better than that there. Each and every one of us. So some people, they think, asking Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, can I not grow like here? Or grow immediately and go fast. Grow into many dunya. And they love it. And it's a hobby for them. And it gives them joy. Is this? She can have a child in Jannah, but it won't be like the way possible and the most comforting way possible. The fruits and drinks of Jannah, they never become murky. These rivers, and each of these, you think about them in Jannah. The milk will be as pure as you can imagine the milk you've ever tasted. Likewise, honey. The honey of Jannah is unlike this. It's even better than that, unlike anything you. That the person who drinks the wine in this world will be prevented from forgiven, and you won't apply in this category anymore. But this is why that's going to intoxicate you, or that's going to make you feel bad. Their minds are not the same. They're not thinking the same. They feel. Well, brothers and sisters, the joy will last in Jannah. Food here, and you drink here, of course, and then it has to the bathroom. None of this. Everything just stays, and the only for them when they have to deal with pain and deal with different things, there is none of this in Jannah. In Jannah, you know, we imagine here it gets really beautiful, you know, for outside, the wind's blowing in our face, and very nice weather, and it's much better than this feel, because you cannot compare the feel in my face. I don't like this, I don't like that. Okay, the temperature will be perfect. Not have any regrets in Jannah. You will not be thinking, oh, why? Imagine. And the light of Jannah from him, and it's unlike any other light. It's not like the light when you're driving on a very soothing light that we will all enjoy and we will all love. We're not allowed to drink at these vessels of gold and silver. Subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to make it, so he asks us to stay away from it. The old person may be thinking, am I going to go into Jannah as an old person? It's me, whether it's you, your dad, your mom, your grandparents, your kids, you will look much, much better, and better than you can possibly imagine. The best, and at their best age, but in a way, again, that we cannot. And we won't have anything else. You won't have any of this hair on your body to have to worry about. Whatever it may be, and again, it'll be catered to whatever you like. That horseback ride, you know, you jolt back and forth, you go on it, and you're probably going to get tired. Well, in Jannah, there's no fatigue. There's no fatigue. Years go swimming for 100 years, and you won't feel tired. How in shape we are, it doesn't matter even if you're the most. They're fatigued. They have to rest. They have to recover. Well, there's no rest and recovery. Brothers and sisters, you look at the colors of, and we all know them, and we see them, and we enjoy certain colors, and we see the different mixtures when you mix. He was with Jibril alayhi salam, Isra wal Miraj, and he was going up to the heavens, and he went up of the heavens, where he looked, and of course he's in territory that he's not familiar with. So, and Angel Jibril alayhi salam was with him in so many different difficult scenarios, and helped him through so many difficult times. And what he saw was something known as Sidrat al-Muntaha, and it is a tree. Colors are such that even the most beautiful colors you can imagine, the most beautiful combinations you can think of on whatever it may be, you cannot imagine it. It's more beautiful than any color we have here. So subhanAllah, even Allah tells us about the colors of what we can expect in Jannah, just to give us excitement about. It's not like what we see here, brothers and sisters. It is not like anything we see. Any perception you have of Jannah from what you see, don't remove it, but think that Jannah is better than this. So you can think of the most beautiful thing you can think of and think, wow, this is beautiful. But Jannah is not like this. Jannah is even more beautiful. And we think about the relationships in Jannah. You know, we all have families, and if we're married, we have our spouses. If we have kids, you know, we have our parents, we have friends, and we are human. And the reality is, none of us are perfect. So we're all going to have arguments, you know, with our spouses, with our family members. And of course, this unsettles us. And whatever the reason, it ruins our mood. It can upset us at different times. Well, in Jannah, there's no fighting. There's no fighting. You know how kids play, and they play back and forth, and sometimes they start fighting with each other. A few minutes later, they're fine, and they make up, and they start playing again. Well, all of it's like, and they're happy at the happiest moment when they make up again. Well, all of Jannah is like you've made up again, except much better, of course. But there's no fighting. There's no hard feelings. There's no sadness. Even people, you know, there's different levels of Jannah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give each and every one of us in this gathering the highest level of Jannah with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And so there are different levels of Jannah, brothers and sisters. And so you may think, okay, if I'm in one level of Jannah, but I know I'm in the first level, but there's a seventh level or a sixth level, I want to go to this level, I want to go to this next level. You may think, wow, I'm going to be sad, I'm going to be jealous, I want to be in this next level. Kind of like here, if you see someone, they have something better, sometimes we get jealous, and we want to have that thing, or we want to try to strive to get that thing. But in Jannah, you're not jealous of anything. And you won't even think about that. Thought won't be there. You will have so much, even if you're in the lowest level of Jannah, that you can't even imagine. And that will make you so happy you can't even imagine. And so, brothers and sisters, these relationships will be perfect. And so there will be no grief, no anger, no sorrow in Jannah. Now, we talk about the women of Jannah. And sometimes this can be a sore subject for our sisters, but hold on for a minute while I explain to you the hurul ayn that all the brothers look forward to, inshallah. And this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a creation that He's reserved specifically for the men of this dunya. Women, unlike any woman in this life, who is chaste and completely pure, who if she even looked, the hurul ayn, if she even looked upon this dunya, it would illuminate the entire dunya and everything that's in it. And her handkerchief, just her scarf, is better than the dunya and everything in it. And so, and unlike anything, the most beautiful woman in this world cannot even compare to even the slightest to the hurul ayn of Jannah that's awaiting each and every one of us. But even more beautiful than the hurul ayn is our wives in Jannah. Why? Because the hurul ayn is a prize in Jannah. But the sisters in this life, inshallah, they work hard to earn Jannah. So they do the fasting, they do all the 5 prayers, they go for Hajj, they do everything that Islam requires, they help raise the children, they do this, they do that, they work hard. So of course, they will be even better than the hurul ayn in Jannah. And for them, they will be the most beautiful, more beautiful than you can possibly imagine. No imperfections. Every time they look at themselves, they're more beautiful than before. And they will be more beautiful than anything else. And the husband and wife will look at each other. You know, there's a market in Jannah. And the people will go to the market in Jannah. And every time they will go to that market, they'll come back. The husband and wife will look at each other. They won't recognize each other because they got more beautiful every time. Every time the husband will look better, the wife will look better, and they look at each other shocked. Looking at each other, not believing that this is the same person. And brothers and sisters, don't think that, oh, my husband has to come with me to Jannah, my wife has to come with you. Oh, come on, I don't want to take that with you. No, it's not like that. Everything is perfect there, as I said. And there is no hard feelings. There's no memories of this. Everything that you will have will be perfect. If it's a memory, it's a good memory. Everything will be perfect. And so, brothers and sisters, you may be thinking, wow, this is amazing and I'm excited about this. But this is not even the best thing about Jannah. You see, we're told in the hadith that in Jannah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call us. He will call upon us. And He will ask us, are you content with what I've given you? Are you content with what I've given you? They'll say, of course. You know, you've given us this, you've given us that, you've entered us into your Jannah, and you've given us anything and everything we can imagine. And He tells them, on this day, I will never be displeased with you ever again. Nothing we can do will ever cause the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even better than this, in another narration, we hear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call us and He will ask us, do you want everything else? And again we say, Ya Allah, you've given us this, you've given us that, you entered into your Jannah, you've forgiven us, you've given all this. What more can we ask for? And then you'll look and the veil of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be removed and we will see the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us all to see the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will see the face of your Creator. You will see the face of your Creator. And there is nothing better than this. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Brothers and sisters, in this life, we can never be truly satisfied. You know, if you look back and you look at, for example, you know, you look at your phone and you think about what you had 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You know, let's talk about the iPhone. You know, you had maybe some people in here had the iPhone 4, 4S, 5, 6, and you get the 5. Oh, wow, this is the best thing known to mankind. It's amazing. It does this, this, and this. And then the 6 comes out. And then you think, wow, this thing is a piece of junk now. It doesn't do anything. This 6 does this, this, and this. And you keep looking, and then so on and so forth, all the way up to the models we have nowadays. And then same thing for Android. And you get these phones and you see, and you're never satisfied. Same thing maybe with our cars. We have our cars. You know, you look at, every one of us can think about our first car that we had. The first car you had. And you were probably so happy at that time. And what it was and how it could take you places and the things that it could do. And now you look and you see the cars that come out, the next thing comes out, the next thing comes out. And you keep looking and you're saying, wow, this car does nothing. That car can drive itself. I got to drive my car. And you become sad thinking about, you know, this is nothing great. And so on and so forth. We look at our clothes, we look at our houses, we look at everything, and there's never a complete sense of satisfaction. Yes, we're happy. And yes, we have that joy for a little while. But there's never a complete sense of satisfaction. Brothers and sisters, the only place that we will completely be satisfied and always be satisfied is Jannah. And this is a place that we should all strive for and always think about. So the next time, brothers and sisters, you have a struggle, the next time you have a challenge, the next time something becomes very difficult for you, and you're going through a tough time, whatever that may be, and each and every one of us, Allah has created us to have our own struggles. Think about Jannah. Think about how you can get through that trial or challenge, and think about what awaits you if you can make it through. Think about the path at the end of the tunnel. Think about this Jannah and the things I've described and realize there's so much more. But think about Jannah. And we think even about our brothers and sisters in Gaza. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help them all. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all of our brothers and sisters around the world. We think about this and we think, these people are suffering unlike anything we've seen before. And it's being broadcast to the world. But it's very hard for each and every one of us to see this. And it hurts us, and it should hurt you. Because seeing your brothers and sisters, the ummah is one, it should hurt you. But try to take comfort in the fact that these people that are hurt, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for those that have died, inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make them shaheed. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give them all the highest level of Jannah without any hisab. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even the people that are hurt, that are suffering, inshallah, because of this suffering, inshallah, this suffering Allah will enter them into Jannah. So we have to always keep this in our mind for ourselves and for other people that we see as well. This is not to say that we don't take action, we don't hurt, we don't, get angry. We should do all of this, and we should do all the things we do, protest and boycott and whatnot, whatever it may be. Whatever you can do, spread awareness, but we have to realize at the end of the tunnel there is this Jannah, and this should always try to make us feel better. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا وتكون من الخاسرين وأقم الصلاة